Welcome, everybody, to episode 57 of A to Z Sports Talk. I'm AJ here with my co host, Zach. We are back again on this Friday or Saturday or Sunday, whenever you guys are listening here
Or
or
Monday.
or watching too. A lot of variables there.
Yes, a
but
lot.
no, speaking of a lot, though, we have a lot of sports to talk about today, from the MLB playoffs to NHL season starting this week already. Blues haven't started yet, but everybody else has
Yeah, they
gotten.
start on like Saturday. It's
Yeah.
weird.
They start everybody gets like two or three games and then we hop in. I don't know. I was asking my dad. I don't know why that is. Um, but then we have our NBA top 10 power forwards. We have the preview for college football this weekend, which is a tremendous
hmm
weekend.
hmm
And then and then we have NFL week 6
Six.
that we're going to talk about. And I was just thinking about this. It's college football week 7 and it's NFL week 6. Did that not just blink by?
I know it's crazy. I was listening to part of my take and they were saying if anyone tweets at us how much percentage of the season's gone already, just like screw you. And then PFT was like, yeah, this one guy tweeted at me saying how much percentage of the season was gone and how much was left. He's like, yeah, so I went out to a store, bought a gun, and shot him.
No, I mean I was watching ESPN the other day. I think they were talking about the Alabama Tennessee game coming up,
Yeah,
and it showed Alabama was 6-0. I was like that's halfway through the
halfway through,
season.
yeah, because round Thanksgiving's when the season ends, because that's Clemson's last game against South Carolina on the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, it went by so fast,
I
man.
know.
I understand it's a shorter season than anything else, but still, it seems like it's going quick. But no, anything you have to say before we get it going?
Yeah, AJ, congratulations.
I knew you
AJ,
were going to say something.
what?
I knew you were going to say something. But no,
AJ
yeah,
got the job done. He
I got the job
proposed
done.
to his now fiance Hannah.
Hmm.
Congratulations.
I appreciate you. Yeah. Now I'm in the same boat as you. We're
Yeah,
we're even until New Year's, and then
and
then you're
like
taking that next step.
20, no, not 20. God, like quick math. 80 so no, 77 days maybe.
I don't know
Well,
how
that's
you.
weird when you think about it like that.
Yeah. I also have no idea how you just did that in your head.
Well, I knew on the 30th it was 90 and it's the
Gotcha.
13th, so I just took 13 away.
Gotcha.
I don't
Gotcha.
know if
Gotcha.
that's
Gotcha.
actually right or not, but
Yeah.
if you see me just not respond, like responding, I'll be counting all the days.
Yeah. Actually, my mom's looking down at me right now with a big smile. I haven't talked to her or my dad really about it yet. So, but no, it was exciting. A lot of fun and
You,
um
you proposed and you're like, yeah, not talking to my parents about
no,
it.
I just haven't seen them. And you know better than anybody. My schedule's so messed up with sleep right now, working those night shifts. So,
Yeah,
um
you gotta get like just you gotta fix that.
I know.
You gotta fix
I
that.
know. I know I do. But no, it's a exciting time, you know, another step in life. Obviously, you know it better than anyone, but yeah, we're very excited for the next year of planning. Um and yeah. But did you see it? Did you see it, Wise?
I'm sorry. I really wanted to make a LeBron joke, but I'll just leave it.
No, go for it. You are you gonna make the same joke you told me earlier, or is
Yeah.
it different?
That
Okay.
Hannah got a true ring, unlike LeBron.
Yeah. You should have sent that honestly. She would have laughed pretty hard. But no, what you got? Did you see it, Wise, for us?
Oh, I got a lot, I think. Um,
That's good because I don't know what I got. Did you see it, Wise?
yeah, I powered through. Um, oh my God. I gotta get on my own Twitter account. All right. So first thing is I don't know who posted this, but I sent it to you guys today. And it
Mm-hmm.
was some guy on the Titans, and he said, throwback to that time I popped a killer, parentheses, Aaron Hernandez, helmet off, and told
Oh
him he
yeah.
can see me whenever. He replied, I'll kill you. And little did I know. That is very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Hernandez gone forever. Um, my next one is, oh, what was it going to be? Oh, it's Jordan Walker has been popping off in the Arizona Fall League. I go on
Hmm.
Twitter every day. I've seen him hit a home run or hit a double or single to drive someone in like a crucial time. He's gonna be up next year.
Hmm. I agree. I think he had a
And
walk off or something big yesterday. I
yeah,
thought I saw.
I don't know whenever we're gonna start talking about off-season Cardinals, but
Hmm.
I got some ideas going on, which
No,
I
that's
did sim a Cardinal season at MLB The Show, do the off season, and all I gotta say is I'm in the middle of my first game and Jordan Walker hit a home run on his first at bat. I don't know if that has any foreshadowing, but
yeah.
I did bat him ninth out of respect. But um
Where were you playing them? Outfield or
left
DH?
field
Gotcha. Okay.
because I had, oh my God, who did I have? I Dylan Carlson sat out because he can't hit righties. And
Mm.
I did bump up Jordan's Walker stats a little bit during like when I simmed the first season. Like he's at 60 some power, which I think is, and I hit a home run dead
Uh-huh.
center at Wrigley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also was traded for Sean Murphy.
Hmm.
I traded Yepes, DeYoung, and some other guy. And then
Murph.
I wanted to sign Trey Turner, but then I signed Dansby Swanson, which I really don't actually want to happen in real life,
Uh-huh.
but I did on
Yeah.
the game because he's pretty good.
No, we'll
Um,
definitely get into that pretty soon here because
did
that
you know your favorite shortstop of all
shortstop,
time is a free agent, possibly?
Tim Anderson?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Now
He
that
is on
would be
MLB The Show. I
fun.
don't know if in real life.
That would be fun. No, there's a lot of shortstops out there. Correa, Turner,
Yeah.
Bogarts,
Correa,
Swanson. So,
Bogarts. I would like him.
hmm, yeah,
Um,
there's some
okay, we're getting
options.
off on a tangent. We can talk about that
Yeah.
like weeks, months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, another did you see it? Randy Johnson is a professional photographer for the NFL now. He's
I
always
did
had a
not know
passion
that.
for photography and now he's like taking photos at NFL games for the NFL.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
also got to be the tallest
Yeah, there's a picture in
photographer
his
of all
hand when the
time.
camera was just massive. It's pretty cool. I think that's it.
Was that it? Gotcha.
Yeah,
I was
I
taking a
guess we
drink of
can
water.
like I'm sure a lot of Cardinal fans saw like Adam Wainwright's explanation for why he
Hmm.
wasn't pitching good.
Yep.
Which respect, taking the blame. Also, Goldie, he took the blame too. He's like, I wasn't playing good.
Hmm.
Even though fans are like, I hate the fans who are just on
Yep.
their butts, like, oh my gosh, we don't need him. We wouldn't even be any good if we didn't
No.
have Goldie or Arenado.
No.
Like,
No. I would like to see Arenado take a little more blame than he did. He kind of
yeah.
brushed around the question, but Goldie was fit. I mean, you could literally see it in his eyes. He
Mhm.
was beating himself up hard. And, um, yeah. I mean, I put all the blame on Goldie and Nato, but I don't. I mean, I'm not stupid. Like you were saying, as fans, we have to know we were not like going nowhere without them. They're the reason we were here.
Also, if
But
Helsley just would have gotten 5 outs, we would have, you know.
that changes everything. Because I
I like
loved our
sometimes
chances in
think
game
about it and I
three.
just get pissed off.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
happened to me like many times since that happened, since this
I
event occurred.
I loved our chances in game three. Um with Flaherty and Wainwright. I mean, I know Wainwright wasn't right or whatever, but
Oh, he said
those guys
he figured it out. He said he
yeah.
figured it out in his tweet.
And
He would have gone out and thrown a no hitter.
yeah. Yeah. And then they were gonna pitch Ranger Suarez, which we'll get into the Braves Phillies series here in a second, but I love us against lefties, obviously. So
Mhm.
yeah, we would have I had a really good feeling about that. But I actually didn't have it. Did you see it? Because I've been so busy with proposing and
Did you
everything.
see it? AJ
But
got engaged.
yeah, there it is. But no, let's get it going with baseball. Gonna probably be a shorter baseball segment. We usually talk Cardinals for a while and then everything else.
Yeah,
Well,
probably because I'm still kind of bitter. So
yeah.
Phillies, Braves, Phillies won. Unfortunately, let's move on.
Yeah. 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 So the Phillies won game one. The Braves were trying to come back at the end. I think Olson hit a 3-run homer that made it 7-6, but the Phillies
Yeah.
came out swinging in that one. Ranger Suarez pitched pretty solid. The Astros Mariners game, Mariners came out swinging hot. We're up 4-0, and then Jordan
Oh my
uh
God.
just
I've watched
tore
that
their heart
video
out.
of his walk off a
Yeah,
bunch
it's
of times because
electric.
just the crowd noise and him
Yeah,
just he crushed it.
yeah, and
It
he
was
pimped
like a
that thing
hundred
too.
and well, how fast was it off the bat? Do you know?
113 or something like
It
that.
was
Something
something crazy,
ridiculous.
and he just hit it and just dropped the bat. Just was like walking,
Yeah.
which is so cool.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't like the Astros. I don't want them to win, but I do like Jordan Alvarez, and it was
so
kind of fun to see Verlander get
yeah.
hit.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Mariners move at the end? So they put Robbie Ray in
Oh,
for
that's
Jordan.
stupid.
I thought it was stupid too.
Yeah, he's
And
not been that
it's
good.
easy to say that now, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, who
It's
was
like if
pitching? Do you know?
Helsley would have gotten all 5 outs. Not like I'm going back to this to because I'm still bitter, but he got 5 outs and be like, oh man, smartest decision ever. But no, he
Exactly.
didn't.
Exactly. So I'm looking back here real quick. Because I was out. I wasn't able to watch the game. I don't know if you texted me or if I was just looking through social media and found it.
Yeah, I didn't
But
watch
what
it
who
either.
they took out Seawald, who's their closer, who he had given up 2 runs that inning. Which is so interesting to me because the Mariners, I guess, were up like 7-3 or something like that, and coughed it up. And their bullpen is like one of the best in baseball.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like kind of a shock. But
Munoz
yeah,
gave up 2 and
yeah, I'm looking
Seawall.
at that now. Yeah. So they took him out, literally one guy for Robbie Ray, and gave up the homer to Jordan on 2 pitches. Crazy, 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 crazy. What else happened that night? The Yankees Guardians. Yankees won 4-1, and
Salt to the
Harrison
wound.
Harrison Vader, Harrison Vader with a bomb, and then Carpenter celebrating on the bench. I'm sure you saw that part as well. Oh man, but no, I thought the Yankees would win that one. It was Garrett Cole versus Quantrill, and Quantrill's been really good, but obviously Garrett Cole's got the advantage there.
I'm surprised Garrett Cole
Um,
pitched so good. He pitched awful last postseason.
yeah, yeah, he had like 8 strikeouts in 6 innings, and then the last game that night, Padres Dodgers. Dodgers won 5-3. I think Trey Turner had a homer in that one. Trying to think
Well,
what
Mike
else happened in
Clevenger
that
was
one.
pitching. I didn't think there was
Yeah,
any chance the Dodgers are
yeah.
going to lose.
And honestly, Urias wasn't great. And we're about to get into
No,
game twos that happened already. But Urias gave up 3 and 5 innings. And then in game two, and we'll talk about it in a second, but Kershaw gave up the same 3 and 5 innings. So
well, it's Kershaw.
um
He sucks in the playoffs.
exactly. Yeah. And then Wednesday night. So this was yesterday for us right now, but the Braves came back, won 3-0. So they evened up the series 1-1 against the Phillies. Who pitched for the Braves that night? Was it
Kyle Wright.
It was so he's the 20 game winner that dang, 6 innings, no runs, 2 hits. So a lot of people were a lot of people talk about Freed, who actually got lit up by the Phillies,
Yeah,
and then Strider. Kyle Wright's got, hey man, he's a 20 game winner. I think he was the only 20 game winner this year in
really.
baseball. I thought he was. And a
I'll
lot of people are
open them.
thinking like he's overrated because wins don't mean as much now. But I mean, winning 20 games is winning 20 games.
He won 21. He was 21-5 at 3.19 ERA, 174 strikeouts. That's
That's
pretty
pretty good.
good.
That's pretty good, guys. That's pretty good. But no, he pitched really well, and then the bullpen shut it down. The Phillies had 3 hits in that one. So yeah, they shut him down. So that series is tied 1-1, and then the Padres Dodgers. Padres the 5-3 win last night. Didn't Cronenworth have a clutch homer at the end?
Crone zone, baby. I think so.
Yeah, I think I saw that as well. And then Josh Hader shut the door, and we love
Yu
Josh Hader
Darvish,
here.
solid start. He gave up 3 earned, but
Mm-hmm. Yep,
7 strikeouts. But you got to
yep.
that's 3 earned against the Dodgers lineup is not bad, honestly.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I
Machado hit a
mean,
homer and Cronenworth hit a homer.
I mean, when we made our predictions, like our predictions, we're honestly pretty good with most of the stuff we do. This baseball one, we really flopped on because we both had the Cardinals going deep, which we should have known. Now thinking about it, like, what if the Padres knock off the Dodgers? Like, do you
That'd be
think? I
awesome.
mean, it's
Anything's
very
possible.
possible. We've seen it so many times with these wild card teams.
The MLB
Um,
postseason, you throw the record out of
yeah,
the
yep,
door.
yep.
It just matters. Are you hot or
Mm-hmm,
not?
mm-hmm,
You can have someone who sucked the whole year just go on a tear and hit 500 the whole postseason,
mm-hmm.
or a pitcher just become like Jesus Christ out there and mow down everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
with the
that
Padres,
postseason, like David Ortiz is good, but the postseason in 2013, he hit 750 the whole
mm-hmm,
postseason. It was
mm-hmm,
ridiculous. Just
yeah.
hit the guy and injure him so he gets out of the game so we win.
With the Padres tied 1-1 with the Dodgers now, going back to San Diego, that's something to keep an eye on. And then today, the Guardians Yankees game was actually postponed due to
Mhm.
inclement weather, but it was really rainy over there in New York. So I don't know how they're. I guess they're just pushing it back
They're playing tomorrow at 107.
and then flying out to Cleveland.
I don't know why they can't play at 105 like a normal time
Yeah,
or
I know.
115,
Yeah.
110.
And then today, I believe the Mariners were up 2-1 in the sixth, and then Jordan stroke. How do you say that?
Striked.
Striked
Yeah.
again with a 2-run homer to put them on top. And so the Astros won 4-2. It's going back to Seattle, but I think their momentum really died in that game one with that
Mm.
homer by Jordan. So
I think the Cardinals
yeah,
should go after players who only perform good in the postseason. Jordan, trade the house.
trade the house. Yeah,
Get
I mean
Madison
Jordan's
Bumgarner.
he's still really young. He's got a bright future to him for sure. But no, it's tough for the Mariners because game one they pitched Logan Gilbert. Obviously, they were not favored in that one, and then they had the lead and lost it, so that one hurts. Today they had their ace Luis Castillo, and they lost, and then they pitched Robbie Ray just for one batter, but I don't know how that like is he pitching game three? I don't know
It's
how
gonna
that's gonna
be
work.
I guess they did pitch him last time.
I mean, they have Kirby available.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'd pitch Robbie Ray.
I don't know. Yeah, it's they're not in a good spot. And then this Friday we have a lot of games. Guardian Yankees game two, like we just mentioned. Braves Phillies game three in Philly, and then Dodgers Padres game three in San Diego. So definitely keep an eye on all that.
Mhm.
Do you have anything else baseball wise to share?
No, they've been pretty exciting so far, the
They
games.
have been. They
Even though
have
I
been.
haven't watched any.
Yeah,
But
I've just watched a little bit. I've been really focusing on NHL, which nice little transition because the season started. Obviously, we said it in Prague last week. I think it was the Predators Sharks. But on Tuesday night this week, the games actually started for everybody. But there were only two games. Lightning Rangers. Rangers won 3-1. I was not able to watch that one. But I mean, that's a showdown. They're both going to be good the whole year. The Golden Knights Kings. I did get to watch that entire game. That was a lot of fun. The Golden Knights. Mark Stone with a goal at the end there to win that one. I don't think the Knights are going to be good at all, though.
really,
I think I maybe mentioned that last time.
how did Jack Eichel look?
He looked good. He looked good. I think he had. I think he got at least 1 point. I thought. Let me double check here. But no, I picked the Kings to win in that one. I thought they were going to get that. Yeah,
You
Eichel had a
picked
goal. I
him?
was
Like,
about
did
to
you
say.
post that you picked him, or you just picked him in your
No,
head?
just in my head, personally. Yeah,
It
I
was
was like,
just
hey, I
funny
think
how
the
you're like, I picked him in that one.
no, just personally, I thought they were going to win that one. Wednesday night, just to run through it real quick, the Canadians beat the Maple Leafs 4-3. That was like a big shock. And honestly, I was bragging on Toronto last episode, and then I'm
Mhm.
looking at this roster, and they're very. I mean, they have a bunch of goal scorers, but last year they had Jack Campbell as goalie, and he's now in Edmonton now, and they have Matt Murray in net, and I just don't know. I don't believe that. Like I don't believe in him. But I
As
will
we
say
know,
Montreal.
offense doesn't win championships, defense wins
There you
championships.
go. There you go. One thing about Montreal though, so Cole Caulfield had 2 goals. He's a young blossoming star for them. So they had the number one overall pick this year, Yurov Slavkovsky, and he made the team right out of camp. So he's 18 years old and they're in their starting lineup.
That's pretty
And the
sweet.
NHL
For
does
what
this thing
team?
where Montreal Canadiens. So they have NHL has this thing where they have like a 9-day trial type thing for
Hmm.
rookies before they have to pay them for whatever certain amount, whatever. So I wonder. Last year we did it with Jake Neighbors, the Blues did, and this
Hmm.
year Jake's with us the whole year, hopefully health wise.
He was a
But
rookie last year.
yes, so he only played the first 9 games, looked pretty good, but they didn't want to pay him, the extra year or whatever. So I wonder if that's what they're going to do with these guys because the Kraken are in the same boat. The Ducks beat the Kraken 5-4, and their number 4 overall pick Shane Wright, who was supposed to be the number one guy
Oh
for
yeah, he got
years.
really bad.
Yeah, yeah. So um he is also 18 years old and he made the team. But the Ducks won in overtime. I watched the
That
very
makes
end of
me
that
feel
when I got
really
home.
old, even though
What's
I'm
that? Eight
23. They're
being
5
18.
years younger than me.
I know it's wild. Troy Terry had 2 goals though. Trevor Zegras, you know Zegras, fancy,
Yeah, the fancy
fancy boy.
boy.
Yeah, but Troy Terry had a goal in overtime to win it. The Hurricane beat the Blue Jackets 4-1. That was Goudreau's debut in Columbus. But the Hurricanes are up there to win it all this year. They're
Yeah.
absolutely loaded. The Bruins beat the Capitals 5-2. I didn't get to watch that one either, but I looked through the box score and was trying to see because Ovechkin's on that goal chase right now.
To get
Trying to
how
get
many?
to, I think it's 800 or 800, something like that, to reach Gretzky status. So
How
he
many
didn't
does
have a goal.
Gretzky have?
Let me double check. I can look that up real quick. But no, I'm just happy that hockey's back, bro. Gretzky had 894. Ovechkin has 780, so he's 20 away from 800. He'll get that, but yeah, he'll need another 115.
How old is
I
Ovechkin?
think he's 36, 37. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But then the Avalanche had their ring ceremony for winning the Stanley Cup last year. They beat the Blackhawks
Did you
five to
see
two,
the
just
ring
wiped them out.
boxes?
Yes, that's insane.
That was cool.
It's pretty cool. Yes,
I know for a
I hate
fact
the
Stan
Avs,
Kroenke
but
didn't have anything to do with that because he's
no,
really cheap.
no, not at all, not at all. And then the last game last night was the Oilers Canucks. The Oilers won 5-3, and dude, Connor McDavid. Did you see what he did?
Did he score 6 times?
3 goals and an assist to start off the
Stud.
season.
Beast.
He's one of a kind, dude. He's one of a kind. But no, the Canucks aren't supposed to be very good this year, and then the Oilers kind of surprised everybody taking that.
Vancouver, didn't I pick him in the I picked him in the postseason. They're gonna be good.
Yeah, I think you picked him
Is
as a
Quinn
wild
Hughes on the
card
team? That's
because
all the other
because
person
Quinn
I know. Yeah, they're
Hughes.
making it.
I got to get you a Quinn Hughes jersey, bro.
Well, I did a fantasy draft in NHL like a while ago. I haven't played NHL in a while. Maybe I'll start playing this weekend again. But
Mm-hmm.
I have Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar as my defenseman. It's very fun.
Oh man,
They're
that's
so
fast.
fast. I literally got them just because I traded for Quinn Hughes, I think, after.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just get it in the back and I just take it all the way up with them and pass or just try to shoot it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
It's actually very fun.
that's an extremely fast duo right there. But
And then I have
no, I
Worzinski
mean,
on my second line. So
I think literally the rest of the league plays tonight, and then Friday, and then Saturday the Blues play. I will say Blues wise, they did come out with our roster, and our guy, our guy Nathan Walker made the opening night roster.
hell
So
yeah.
that's
First
pretty
line,
dope.
right?
There's also yeah,
Well, I
for
guess they don't
sure.
come out yet with the
No, they'll come out the night of. He'll
I
probably
probably
be a
should look
third
at
or
our
fourth.
roster to, learn the players' names.
You should. You should. There's only a couple changes from last year. I think they're putting a lot of emphasis on Robert Thomas getting better and Jordan Kyrou getting
Mhm.
better. Even better than what they were. Speaking of Robert Thomas,
I want
one
him
of
to
my
be more
buddies,
aggressive scoring too, instead of just passing.
who Robert,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, and obviously Kyrou, we've mentioned defensively, we need a
Hit
little
the
more
weight room.
physicality out of him. Speaking of Robert Thomas, real quick, he's the guy that I saw at Chipotle. He parked next to me, and I was like, "That's Robert
What
Thomas," and
kind
he
of
was
car
like,
did he have?
if I even if I tried to notice, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm
For
so
some
bad with
reason,
cars.
I'm really good at remembering people's cars. I don't know what it is.
Really?
Yeah, I just like know the person's car. I just have
Gotcha.
it ingrained in my
Gotcha.
mind.
A little hidden talent right there.
Yeah, very
Um,
weird
but
thing.
no, he's the one I saw at that Chipotle that one time, and Hannah was like, "No, that can't be him." And then he had like a VIP like parking pass sticker that was
So you
hanging.
broke in
But
his car and
anyway,
took it.
yeah. No, what I was gonna say about him though is one of my buddies, Nate, works at a golf course, and he was carrying the bags of Jake Neighbors and Robert Thomas
Oh, sick.
this weekend. And Steve Ott, he's one of the assistant coaches. He was there, so I mean, I'm sure you know it. Like at a golf course, you're gonna get some athletes that show up,
Oh
Cardinals
yeah.
players, Blues players, which is cool. But actually, after this episode, I'm gonna watch quite a bit of hockey because there's quite a bit of hockey on tonight.
You don't want to
Let's
watch the thrilling NFL game tonight that we'll get to in a second?
Oh man, that's gonna be brutal, dude. That's gonna be brutal. Let's run through this NBA top 10 power forwards list.
Let's go.
It's different. So you said it's a weak list. And
It's
for
honestly stronger
yours,
now that I kind of forgot some people.
for yours, it's not going to be as good as mine because my list is stacked with talent at the top.
Disclaimer: AJ had Jason Tatum as a power forward and Kawhi Leonard. Not smart. I forgot Jimmy Butler was a small forward, and he's in my power forward rankings.
Yeah. So, yeah, not going to be the same list, but by the end of it, we'll have covered everybody. But I can get us rolling real quick. I didn't have Draymond Green on my list. The boxer.
7 points per game monster. He does do a lot defensively, but he's overrated big time.
And honestly, I think this guy was on my list last year. I left John Collins off my list,
Oh, Sam.
which people might be a little surprised with. But my number 10 was Tobias Harris for the Sixers. He's obviously the number 3 guy over there in Philly behind Harden and Embiid. But I mean, you could make a case he's one of the best third options in basketball. He's extremely reliable offensively, defensively, a little bit of a liability. And he's also kind of streaky offensively. But no, he's a tremendous player. And where was he at before Philly? I was trying to think about that
The
earlier.
Clippers, then Detroit, then Orlando, and he came up with the Milwaukee. Imagine if he stayed with Milwaukee. Woo-hoo.
Interesting. I was thinking Orlando. That was the team I was picturing. But interesting. I did not know he was in Milwaukee.
I didn't
I did
either.
not know
It
that.
was for like a 1 year. Then he got traded.
Gotcha. Yeah, Tobias is my number 10.
So some of my honorable mentions: John Collins, and then you may have him on your list. I don't know. Evan Mobley. Honorable mention. I think he's gonna have a really good year this year. He was really good last year. My number 10 is Jaren Jackson of the Memphis Grizzlies. Jaren Walter Jackson Jr. Uh, Super athletic, great defender in the blocks category because he's so long and lengthy and athletic. But he averaged 16 points a game, but he has very inefficient shot. 41% from the field goal, from I guess field goal percentage is 41%, and then shot 32 from three. I remember watching probably one of the few games I actually flipped to. He takes some stupid shots. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's running down the floor,
Mm-hmm.
they pass it to him, he just jacks up a three.
Yeah. Yeah, like yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You're 6'11".
Yeah.
Yes, I get the three's important, but sometimes if you're so big, just go inside, and then if you have a wide open standstill three, instead of like moving,
Mm-hmm.
drill that. I just think
Mm-hmm.
that's smarter and more efficient than how many threes. Now I'm gonna go on a rant of why you shouldn't shoot threes if you're not good, but I won't. Um, but yeah, he's my number 10. I think he's gonna have a good year because he was healthy all last year too, which is a good sign.
Yep.
And he's big for the Grizzlies.
Huge. He's their number 2 guy over there. And he was my number 9 on the list, Jaren Jackson. Um, he has that form. Some people said it's a good form coming out of Michigan State, but he has that form where his right foot lands like in front. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
And like I can just envision it right now. That transition 3 that you're talking about, where they'll throw it back to him when he's running in transition, and he'll just fire it up.
and they shoot and
But
they're
yeah,
like leaning forward. They like
that type
land.
of thing. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, he's got to be way more
that's
efficient.
why I
You
don't
said
watch the NBA.
you said 41% from the field goal
Yeah,
range
that's pretty
or
bad.
field goal. Dang. But yeah, he's my number 9. I think he's really good defensively, very versatile defensively. Can come out on guards on like a pick and roll situation, but also bang with bigs down low. But yeah, he was my number 9.
Guess who my number 9 is? Tobias Harris.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
uh, Very consistent. He's been really solid his whole career, and he shoots at a pretty decent clip, 48% field goal percentage. I round up 37% from three, which is pretty good for a big guy like him. But he's super important to the Sixers just for scoring, and like as you said, he's not the best defender, but he can get down in the stance when he wants to, I
Mm-hmm,
guess. I
mm-hmm.
really have no idea. I don't watch it, but I'm just saying he probably could if he
Yeah.
wanted to. But
No, yeah.
I think he's really important and he's really underrated. I think he's a very underrated player that not a lot of people think about or talk about.
Yep. I completely agree with that. My number 8 is Julius Randle. And Julius had a not as great year last year, especially efficiency wise compared to the year before. The year before, he was like carrying that Knicks team
Mm,
to what the second round, I guess, against the Hawks, and then they got beat out. But no, I'm just predicting he's going to kind of get back. I don't think he's going to be that elite again because he was almost MVP candidate good.
yeah.
But I think there's going to be somewhere in the middle um, that he's going to be at. But he's obviously the number. I guess you would say he's the number one option still in New York
Yeah.
over Brunson and RJ.
Brunson's not as good as people are saying they are. Was he in
Oh,
our top 10
yeah.
point guard list?
No. I think he's overrated. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's really good, but I
I
don't
think
think
he's
he's
good,
a
but he's not.
yeah. He's not a
He's
game
like
changer.
oh man, I'm trying to think of a good comparison to him. A guy who's really good but isn't an all-star.
Okay, yeah. So you wouldn't call him a star, would you?
No.
Okay.
A good player.
Yeah. But yeah, Julius was my number 8, and like we just agreed, he's the number one option in New York. So I think he's going to get a lot of opportunity this year, and hopefully get back to kind of where he was.
I had Julius Randle at number 8 as well.
Nice,
Uh
nice.
20 points a game, 10 rebounds, basically 5 assists.
Mm-hmm.
The year before he had 24 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. So he actually passes it pretty well for a big guy.
For sure.
Um, yeah, but his efficiency dropped off a lot, and I agree. I think he'll pick it up, especially with he'll be the number one option, but he won't have to carry as much with the addition of Jalen Brunson
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
RJ Barrett improving too. So yeah, and he's pretty. I think he's a solid defender too. Oh God, his win shares was 3.1. That's actually very low.
Yeah.
Maybe he shouldn't be ranked this high. Okay.
He I think Jalen Brunson's going to help him out a lot because as a big man, he still ran the ball through him. Like
Mm-hmm.
every half court set was run through him, and so I think him really focusing on off ball situations or pick and roll situations where he's not the ball handler. He's a big physical guy, and so I think that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be really successful for him to have Jalen there. My number 7 was Demontis Sabonis, and Sabonis is just an absolute animal. I mean, the dude gets rebound
Dog.
after rebound. Tremendous passer, actually, as one of the best big passers we have in the league right now. He's kind of running a center spot right there in Sacramento now.
He's a power
Um,
forward.
but I agree, he's a power forward, and he obviously ran that with Miles Turner in Indiana for years. But a Gonzaga product right there. I was waiting for there it is.
Have they won anything?
The slow Zach eye close. But no, Sabonis is amazing. And I expect a really big year out of them, and hopefully a year where he helps lead that Sacramento team to maybe a play-in, something in the playoffs.
All right, we're on 7.
Yes, sir.
Scotty Barnes, my number 7.
Ooh, right on.
Do you have him on your list?
I don't. I left Scotty off, and honestly,
Scotty,
he
what do you
should have
say?
been. He. I don't know why I mentioned Draymond and John Collins because he should have been. Yeah, I
He's
agree.
better than
Okay,
both of them. He's a
I
better
agree.
offensive player than Draymond and a better defensive player. I'll say it. He is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
at 6'9" frame, this is also, I think I would take him on my team over Julius Randle, Jaren Jackson, and Tobias Harris, I think.
Even right now.
I honestly think so. I think he's going to bump it up. I think he averaged 15 a game last year. I think he's going to get up to like 18. I think his rebounds may go up. I think his passing can go up. He's going to be an elite defender and he can score. He actually shot the ball at a better field goal percentage than I thought he would. He shot 49% from the field goal range. His three-pointer is at 30. He needs to probably work on that, but he only shot two times a game. So he
Mm-hmm.
averaged like 1 3 a game he made. But I think he's going to be really good. His win shares are 6.6, better than the last 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really important to the Raptors. And I think he was such a good pick in that draft. I like
Scotty's
Scotty.
amazing, bro. Scotty's getting up there. I've thought in the past, when obviously LeBron's playing at such a high level still, so I don't have to worry about this. I will say
Jesus.
really quickly, he's looking really good right now. He's looking
Dude,
really
Scotty. Yeah.
no, no, Braun had like 25 points in 24 minutes
Oh,
last night.
damn. He scored that much in preseason?
he looks
Oh,
he looks spry, bro. He looks
preseason
good.
basketball where it matters.
But no, I've thought though when he retires, who's gonna be my favorite player? And it's gonna be a Raptor probably. And so Scotty and Freddie are right there for me. But no, Scotty's amazing. And you said you would take him over all those three guys right now. Um, definitely future. His future is so bright.
Oh, yeah.
Especially offensively. If he has the defense already. If he can get offense rolling and get a consistent shot, he's gonna be amazing. My
He's
number
like a
six,
shorter Giannis,
yeah, he's very similar. Very similar.
but
My
not,
number
you can't compare anyone to Giannis.
oh, Giannis is a
A
unicorn
poor
still.
man's Giannis,
Yeah, there you go.
but still very good.
um my number six was Zion Williamson, and Zion
Same.
has the potential. Yeah, he has the potential to be two. I mean, his potential is ridiculous. Um, he's made a couple plays even in this preseason where he might he might push Giannis for strongest man in the league. He might,
Strongest man.
mm-hmm.
I don't
Or
know if
even
Giannis has ever been considered strongest man.
maybe Steven Adams.
Because Giannis, when he came up, he was a skinny boy, and now
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah,
just that picture's crazy.
yeah. And Embiid's in that conversation too.
Oh yeah.
But Zion's arms are insane. Like I haven't seen a basketball player built like that, and maybe ever.
I don't know if it's really built. I think he's just a large man in general.
Uh
It
huh.
may not all be muscle.
Yeah, yeah. No,
A
I
lot of
agree.
fat
I
in there
agree.
too.
I agree. I agree. No, he's a big boy. Obviously a freak athlete, but we all know with him it's injuries. His health has to be there to um be this good. And, what was it? 2 years ago, he missed all of last year, but 2 years ago it was like 27 points a game, and he
Hmm.
was really showing what he's
Zion
capable
was
of.
my six too. So
Yeah.
he had 27, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. And so he came into the league in the 2019 to 20 season. Guess how many career games he's played?
What is it?
85.
And what,
So
like
he's been in
three
the
or
league
four?
3 years. This is his
Yeah.
fourth year, and he's played 85 games.
Yeah. That's not good. That's not good at all. So I
So
think we
hopefully he can
all
stay healthy
saw that.
because he is a walking highlight reel.
I
His
think we all
athleticism,
saw that with
yeah,
coming out of college. Like we were like his body for a power forward. He's like 6'6".
yeah, he's
You
six,
know,
yeah, 6'6",
it's a lot of impact.
284 according to Basketball Reference.
It's a lot of impact with that
I
big body.
I think he's gonna have a very similar career to Blake Griffin, where
Ooh.
after 6 years be he's gonna have to not be able to use his athleticism because that's
Mm-hmm.
basically what his whole game is on, really.
And we talked a couple episodes ago health wise with Ja. But I think Ja back then I was even saying Ja's my number one pick in the draft because I think his longevity, of course, if he stays healthy, um,
Oh, in
is
that draft?
yeah, and the
Oh, I thought you
Zion
meant like
Ja
a draft
draft.
out of everyone in the NBA, and I'm like, you're taking
Oh
John
no,
Moran.
no. Ja in that 2018 draft or 2019 draft, whatever it was.
Yeah, the same draft
Um,
as
yeah,
whatever
because
Zion
Ja
went.
went two, Zion went one. But my number five was another Raptor. Pascal Siakam was my number five, and
Oh, jeez,
um,
I forgot him.
did you?
I'll put him on my center list.
Gotcha. He runs center for the Raptors, but no, Siakam was third team All NBA last year. The number one option right now for Toronto. Hopefully Scotty's growing offensively, but no, Siakam's an absolute dog. And I think it was his three ball last year didn't fall consistently like it should have been, like it was past years, but his impact everywhere else, tremendous slasher. He does this little pick and roll. I don't even know what you call it, but he doesn't roll hard, but it's not a fade either. He doesn't go back to the
Hmm.
3 point line, and he also doesn't roll. He kind of sticks in that mid range, and they get a mismatch with it, and then
Hmm.
Freddie dumps it off to him, and he gets that mismatch with a guard, and it's just game over. They call him Spicy P. He's one of the best spin moves in the NBA. I love watching Siakam play. He's my number five.
My number 5 is Domantas Sabonis. I really like Sabonis. He's just a complete player. He's great rebounder, great scorer. Had let me find it. 12 rebounds a game last year, had 19 points per game, shot 57%. Super good. He shot like 31 from three, which is pretty solid for a big guy who's 6'11", 240.
Mm-hmm.
And also he has that passing too after his father. Um oh, what's his first name? Starts with an A.
Yes.
Something
Oh my
Sabonis.
gosh. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But
Yeah.
he got to the NBA when he was older because he played in Europe, but he was
Mm-hmm.
like he's kind of like Jokic before Jokic
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
his passing was so good. I just think Sabonis is really crafty and I like him. I really hope Sacramento plays good. I like Sacramento. They could
Yep.
play good.
Fox and Monk reunion from Kentucky and
Yeah.
Sabonis and Keegan
I love
Murray.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah. My number four. Wait, hold up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I've made a mistake because I made 11 guys on my list. So everybody should be dropped down one. So when I edit this, I'm going to cut out Tobias Harris. But I guess my number four would be what'd you just list? What'd you just list?
5. So you have to do this is your 5.
So this is my five. Yes. Yes. So okay. This is
Two
my five.
fives.
Yes, two fives. Dang, I didn't realize that till now. Anthony Davis was my number five, I guess. Yeah. So Siakam was my six. So Davis
Okay,
was
yeah,
my
I
five.
know your top 4 now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. My number five was Anthony Davis, though, and Davis, maybe besides Giannis, could be that. I mean, I think Davis could be better than Kevin Durant. I think Davis is that good when he's going
Mm,
defensively, rim protecting, can switch on to guards, offensively a lob threat. He's gotten his three ball back this year in the preseason so far. I'm hoping that continues.
yeah,
But if the
until he
Lakers are gonna,
dies.
I know that's the key. That's the key. But um, if Anthony stays healthy, I think he's the key for the Lakers' success this year. Because they need him. They need him to help out. But yeah, Anthony is my number five.
Yeah, my number 4 is Anthony Davis. I always liked Anthony Davis until he went to the Lakers. Um, because you know why. Uh, but he's really good. Obviously, defensively, he's one of the best defenders in the league, 4-time all defensive player and 4-time all NBA guy. But you just got to stay healthy. His last year, he played 40 games. The year before that, 36. So last years haven't been great. He had 23 points last year. He shot 53%. His three balls got awful, but sometimes you're Anthony Davis. Why even shoot the three?
Yeah, I know.
Unless you're wide open, you can really dunk over everyone. But like he is probably the most important piece to the Lakers' success. If he's not in there, then yeah,
They're in
they'll
trouble.
they'll still not make the playoffs.
My number four, and I don't have to talk much about him. It's Kawhi Leonard, and so you have him on your small forward list. I think at number one on your small forward list. I think
Yeah.
that was right. But I have number four on my power forward list. I just need him to be healthy all year long, and he's obviously very capable of leading that Clippers team to a championship.
My number 3, supposed to be on my small forward list, Jimmy Butler.
There you go.
Stud defender. Um, just a guy who I don't know what it is. He just wins when he's
Mhm.
in. It's not like he averages the most points. He averaged 21 a game, but when it's a game that matters, he just turns it on. It's like, give me the ball, I will carry you.
Yeah.
And he had 9.2 win shares in 57 games, which is one of the highest I've seen when we've been doing these rankings. And he played 57 games last year. You want him to play more, but he just gets it done. Like his stats may not wow you, but he does so many other things. And then it's like a time that you need him the most, he just steps up
Hmm.
and delivers.
We really saw it in the bubble. That's where he kind of had
Yeah,
his next step, and kind of made a name for himself. I think he had a 50-point game in the finals. I think even it
maybe.
was
Yeah,
that great. But the St. Louis kid Jason Tatum was number three on my list at power forward. I know how you feel about him being on the power forward list.
He's a small forward.
But yeah, I don't have to talk about him. Kind of like
You
Kawhi.
can have two small forwards playing in the same lineup. You don't have to call him a power forward.
Yeah, honestly, I should have him on small forward and Kawhi on small forward, and I should have there was somebody else I wanted to switch to. But yeah, Tatum was my number 3 on this power forward list.
Stud. Shoot better, efficient. Be more efficient.
Yeah, yeah.
My number 2 is easy money sniper, Kevin Durant, the Slim Reaper, the Durantula. Um, I love all the nicknames I have on Basketball Reference. It's very
Yeah.
funny. The Servant, Green Room. It's a weird nickname, but Kevin Durant, one of the most just gifted scorers in the NBA. Just he's one of my favorite players to watch. Just watch him score because he's not a James Harden's a great scorer, but he doesn't shoot at great efficiency, and he just tries to shoot a bunch of free throws, which is smart. But KD's shot 51% last year, 38 from three, and he's just smart when he takes his shots, and he's 6'10" and has a beautiful stroke. It's just really fun to watch. His career field goal percentage is 40 or 49%, but if you want to round up, it's 50, which is kind of crazy for a guy who his career average per game is 27 points, and he's not just a drive it to the hole. He's a pull up mid range 3-point kind of guy too, like the little
Yeah,
Kareem or not
yeah,
Hakeem shake, dream shake, and
yeah,
fade
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's also not a bad defender when he needs to because
Mhm.
he's so long and athletic.
For sure. Yeah, KD was also my number 2. Obviously, you can make a case he's the best scorer of all time. But also defensively, like you mentioned, I think his playmaking ability is underrated. I think if he needs to, he
Hmm.
can play make well. Um, can he be the number 1 option on a championship team?
Probably, yeah.
You think so? I think so too, but we've just never seen it. Because I mean, Steph was obviously. I guess was he the number 1 option? I guess he technically was
Yeah.
in that playoff run, but
Yeah.
having Steph and Clay around you really helps. But yeah, he's number 2. He's getting up there in age, which is kind of crazy because I remember when he was
34, yeah.
drafted. That's pretty insane. He's had a couple years of injuries, which will hurt his stats long term, I think, especially scoring wise. But yeah, he was my number 2. I think we both have the same number 1.
Yeah, Giannis Antetokounmpo, one of my favorite players, probably my favorite player.
Mm-hmm.
He's played 9 NBA seasons. This is gonna be his 10th NBA season,
It's
and he's
wild.
27. Or he's still 27.
Wow.
A guy who literally could have won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year award last year. So that just kind of like honestly, best player in the league.
I agree.
To me, best player in the league by I think he's better than Embiid, Jokic, Luka, all those guys.
I agree.
Averaged 29.9 points a game, so 30, 11.6 rebounds, basically 6 assists, 1.1 steals, 1.4 walks. I mean, not walks, blocks. I don't know why I said walks.
You're
Uh,
getting the baseball in here.
yeah, getting the baseball. 12.9 win shares, which I think is the most I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
Shot 55%, 29 from three, but hey, you don't have to shoot from three when you're Giannis. You can score 29
Yeah.
just dunking on people. But he's just ridiculous. I really want him to win um an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year award in the same season because it just seems ultimate dominance, which he literally could have. I think he was probably top three in each voting, I would
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah. Yeah. This last year.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think he was third behind Mikal Bridges and Marcus Smart.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Rigged. But anyway,
I will say I
GOAT.
think Giannis, and we're doing this list on TikTok right now. I think I'm on 20 top 25 players for this season, and Giannis is going to be my number 1. But I do think
You spoiled it.
I know, yeah. I'm not gonna say I will say this. I think he's the best player in the league, but I don't think he's the most skilled or talented. I think he's the most dominant. It's kind of like Shaq's era. He reminds me
Mhm.
of the Shaq, where Shaq was definitely. I mean, you could list off tons of players more talented and skilled, uh, but that's why I wasn't going to have him number one. I was going to have. There was a bunch of other options I could have gone with, but I can't take away from the dominance that he has. I mean, he's
He has
just.
a different mindset. He plays hard both ways every single game, which a lot of NBA players don't. And
Mhm.
he's so humble and just his like attitude is just like how could you hate him? He's so
Yeah,
nice, hilarious, so humble. Um just like literally the best sports player ever you could ask for.
he in my opinion is the only current NBA guy that could get to that Braun MJ conversation by the end of it. He's the only guy that I could see in that trajectory, however you say that word.
In his
But yeah,
past,
so
so like his first couple years weren't great because he was like literally skinny and just came in the league. But
mhm.
ever since, so like the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, his first year averaged like 23 a game, then 27, then 27.7, then 29.5, then 28, then 29.9. It's like
Yeah,
he gets better every single year.
yeah, and his shots coming along better, especially in spot up situations. It doesn't look as gross as it did.
Yeah.
Um, and then it still doesn't have that. If he ever develops an off the dribble type of shot, it's
But
I
he
don't know
doesn't
what you
have to.
do.
He takes one dribble in the lane
I
and he can
know,
take 2 steps and dunk it
I
over
know. It's
anyone.
it's wild. That's wild. I
He's
mean,
a
he did it
player
from.
who, like, I know he depends on athleticism a lot, but he's so skilled around the basket, just
Mhm,
like his touch and everything. Even if he's not athletic, just put him in the post and just take one
mhm.
dribble and boom, you do a
Yeah,
little sky hook.
yeah. I mean, they call him the Greek Freak for a reason. There's not
Or the
many,
GOAT,
if
as I like to
ever,
call him.
if ever, like him. Let's finish off with some football here, though. Starting off with college football, we can do our
Oh,
rank. Go through some ranked games here and give our picks. I'm going off the ESPN app here.
ooh,
So
this is a great, great week for college football.
Penn State number 10 at number 5 Michigan. I am going to roll with Michigan in this one.
I don't like either team really. I really want
Mm-hmm.
Michigan to like lose because I think they're good, but I think their quarterback play could hold them back a little bit because they just give it to Blake Corum he
Yeah.
has to average like 30 rushes a game because it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. But I think Michigan will win because they're at home.
Yep.
But I think it's
Auburn.
close and it's on at noon too. So great
It
game to
is.
start off the week.
It is. Auburn at number 9, Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss just stomps them. Ole Miss is
Yeah,
really riding high right now.
yeah. I don't know if they've really played anyone.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I think they may have played someone.
No, didn't they beat Kentucky? Wasn't that who
Yeah,
they
they did beat
beat?
Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 19, Kansas at Oklahoma. I mean, shoot, Oklahoma is just down in the dumps
I
right
know.
now.
I don't
I'm gonna pick
Also,
Oklahoma.
Kansas doesn't have their starting quarterback. He's out for the season.
I'm going Oklahoma.
I bet Oklahoma probably, honestly, I think Oklahoma could embarrass them. It depends if
Mm.
Dylan Gabriel's playing. If he's not, and it's their backups, which one of their backups, their third string quarterback, is named General Booty, which is very funny. But
That's amazing.
I think Oklahoma will get it done.
All right, right on. Iowa State at Texas. Texas with a dominant win over Oklahoma last week. I am going to go Texas in this one.
Texas is back with Quinn Ewers.
I saw you do the horns right there.
Hook 'em.
Minnesota at number 24 Illinois. Hmm.
Minnesota, upset alert. Illinois
I'm
won not like 12-9 against Iowa or something
I'm with
ridiculous.
you. I'm with you. That's why I was thinking there for a second. I mean, I'm going to go Minnesota. Illinois
Minnesota
ranked
has a better
24
running
now, but
back. They have Morgan. I
vet
don't know his first name. He's been there for
veteran. Yeah.
basically seems like my entire life. A bald guy, but I think they can get it done. It is in
Yeah.
Illinois, but it's Illinois.
Yeah. Vandy at Georgia. I think Georgia kills them.
Upset Vandy. I'm
No
kidding,
shot.
Georgia.
No shot.
The Vandy is
um,
better this year. They have an electric quarterback.
this next one is probably the game of the week. By probably, I mean it has to be, right? Number 3, Alabama at number 6, Tennessee. Do we have any news on Bryce Young, Zach?
I have no idea. I'll look it up right now.
Please look up some news on Bryce Young because that's the game changer for me. If he's in, I got Alabama. If he's not, I think I'm rolling
It's
with
going to be
Tennessee.
close regardless.
I agree. I agree. Alabama
But
6 and
this
0.
just seems like a game where everyone's on that Tennessee bandwagon, and then Nick Saban just gets his
Mm-hmm.
boys. It's some rat
Mm-hmm.
poison, as he would say, and they would just destroy them. But
He's built for this type of stuff for sure. The whole
yeah, but
team.
I would like Tennessee to win. If Tennessee wins, they're in the top four for sure. They could be number
Definitely.
2, number 1,
Which
okay.
is which is wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Tennessee's been playing really good, and they have a tough schedule.
Are you going with Tennessee?
I don't know.
I think I'm just gonna go with Alabama. I'm gonna have faith that Bryce Young's in there. And even if he's
Okay.
not, again, that quarterback, I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Hendon Hooker
No,
for
for Alabama.
Tennessee. Oh, Milrow.
Milrow. Yeah, the speedy guy.
What's
Yeah,
his first?
he's fun.
Jalen Milrow, I believe.
Jalen. Yep.
Okay. I'm on Alabama.com. Obviously, all the Alabama cares about is Alabama football.
Mm-hmm.
They published this at 6:19 yesterday p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young continues to practice a little more. We got him on a pitch count. Yeah. I don't think he was in a position. Oh, that was for last week. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got. That's
Who's
my.
the who's the Alabama running back? What's his name?
Oh, Jameer Gibbs,
So I
beast.
wonder I wonder if they play Bryce Young and use him less. I wonder if that's
Use
an
Jameer
option.
Gibbs less.
No, use Bryce less.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like this.
I
It's
wonder if
like,
they'll do that.
would you rather have Bryce Young and just not play it like where he really just hands it off, or have Milrow who can also run really fast?
Yeah.
Just run
Yeah.
like the triple option. Just say screw it and just go triple option. Just
Yeah.
surprise the world.
So you're going who you say you're going with?
I'll go Bama.
Okay. I
I
am
want
too.
Tennessee to win, but I just feel like this is a game where everyone gets really hyped up, and Bama is just like, yeah, we're still here.
Shows everybody
It
what's up.
happens every year, it seems like.
Number 8, Oklahoma State at number 13, TCU. I got an upset. I got TCU at
Oh,
home
same.
beating Oklahoma
I'm on the
State.
TCU
Right on.
bandwagon. Horned Frogs, baby.
Number 15, NC
Max
State
Duggan.
at number 18, Syracuse. I'm going NC State, even on the road in this one.
Syracuse.
Right
Sean
on.
Tucker. We'll see if he's pleased with his performance.
Number 25, James Madison. Number 25. I got to repeat that.
They
Number
legit could go
25,
undefeated,
James Madison.
but they can't play in a bowl game because this is their first year in like FBS.
Oh, yeah.
And it's such a stupid rule. They won't let, if when you join, it's like a couple of years where you can't play in a bowl game. Makes
Why
no
though?
sense.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It makes no
Um,
sense.
but they are visiting Georgia Southern, and I have to go with James Madison in this one.
Oh yeah, I'm picking them every single game.
This next one, here you go, Zach. Number 4, Clemson at Florida State. I'm sorry, brother. This is the one time. This is the one time
Go
I have
die in a
Florida
hole,
State.
AJ. Clemson's winning. The line, we're only favored by 3.5, but we'll make it more. The disrespect.
Yeah, I do have Florida State in this one. But I
Wow.
mean, you
So
guys
you
have
like,
impressed me.
so you don't, what'd you say?
No, no. Wait, what? What did you say?
Wow. You
What were you about to say?
don't have respect for the Seminole tribe with
No,
the
that's what I thought you were
Sooners?
about to say. Hate, I hate that with a passion. Um, but no, I have been impressed with your Clemson Tigers and your Dallas Cowboys so far this year.
Hey,
We'll get into your Cowboys in a second.
Clemson's going to have their top 5 defensive linemen all back for the first
Mm-hmm,
time in a long time.
mm-hmm.
Watch out. Jordan Travis, you may just book that hospital stay because you could get banged up.
This next one, a team that's going down, a team that's going up, kind of trending in opposite directions. Mississippi State, number 16 in the country, red hot right now. 22 Kentucky. Any status on what's the Kentucky quarterback? I could always
Will
forget his name.
Levis.
Levis. I haven't heard an update on him. He's
If
also
he's
that's
playing, I'm picking
same,
Kentucky.
same. If he's not, I'm going Mississippi State. He's the
Oh
game
yeah.
changer for me. So I don't know if you can find anything on that real quick. Um,
Mm,
I'm just gonna lean Mississippi State unless I hear something.
yeah. So my pick is if Will Levis is playing, then it's Kentucky. If
Mm-hmm.
not, Mississippi State.
Agreed.
It's
Agreed.
on a day to
That
day approach. I don't even know what his injury
of
was.
course it is. Of course it's a day-to-day approach. Um, this last game. So is this the last game? The last ranked game is at 7 o'clock. Huh. USC at Utah. So Utah, who'd they lose to last week?
UCLA,
UCLA. That's what it was.
the other
Um,
Los Angeles team. Ugh.
hmm. USC's
Utah, let's
six and
go.
0, and Utah's 4-2. I am going to go Utah at home also. I think they get that done, and I don't have a whole lot of trust in USC yet. They haven't faced a whole lot of loaded
I
teams.
just want them to lose every single week.
Why do you hate USC?
I just don't. They're just one of those teams, kind of like Notre Dame, where they were good in the old days, and they always get
Mm,
overhyped, and they're never good.
yeah,
And Pete Carroll was their coach, and kind of did some under the table stuff when
yeah,
they
yeah,
were. That's why I don't like Pete Carroll.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like USC.
Any other games not ranked that you have that stand
Uh,
out?
I did Arkansas versus BYU. I think that's gonna be a good game. Both teams were ranked at one point. Both
Is it
aren't
at
ranked anymore.
BYU?
It's the one game I didn't. Uh, I think it's at Arkansas. No, it's
Okay,
at BYU.
okay. If it's at BYU, I'm rolling with BYU.
I believe it's at BYU. A game I just saw: North Carolina versus Duke. North Carolina's 5-1. Duke's
Hmm.
4-2.
A rare. What do they call it? Blue. What do they call that
Blue
rivalry?
blood.
Blue blood rivalry. Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
A rare football one that's pretty tight.
yeah. Also, the Big Ten West is historically a god awful division.
Mhm.
So, the teams that are at the top of the Big Ten
Oh
West right
yeah.
now, tied, is Illinois, Purdue, and Nebraska. And Nebraska plays Purdue. So that's kind of a so literally Nebraska, they're 3-3 right now. They could make it to the Big Ten championship. Purdue can make it to the Big Ten championship. Illinois can make it to the Big Ten championship.
That's wild.
Heck, really anyone in that division, because the top team is 2-1 and the bottom is 1-2. So
That's wild because Nebraska sucks. So the fact
yeah.
that
Yeah,
they
that so it
can get
shows
that
Ohio
done,
State's competition.
yeah,
Even though
for
they do
sure.
have to play Penn State and Michigan in their conference, but we'll just disregard that.
There you go.
And I don't think I had another one. No, I don't have another one.
Gotcha. No, it's a great week. Like you mentioned last week,
Wait,
it's a
who does
great
Mizzou
week.
play? Maybe they don't play this week.
I think um
Just maybe they're bye.
I thought it was. I didn't see him on there. But there's also a lot of games, so it's easy to look
Yeah.
over somebody.
Uh, they play. What is going to be this weekend?
This weekend's the 15th.
Yeah, they play Vanderbilt next week, so they could win that game.
Gotcha. NFL wise, we have a game that has just started. It's 0-0 though, so we're okay. We're okay.
Surprise,
Um,
surprise.
let's give our game picks here, and then a little bit of fantasy to wrap up this episode. Commanders at the Bears. I'm going with Washington in this one.
Man, that's who I was gonna pick.
We're gonna be
Um,
that little opposite of me type of there.
no, in Carson Wentz I trust. Commanders.
There you go. There you go. Even though his coach kind of threw him under the bus there this
Yeah.
week.
Also, you hear about their owner, Dan Snyder.
No.
He said he he's picked up dirt on like other NFL owners in the NFL, so they can't get rid of him. He like hired a private investigator to dig up stuff on like everyone.
Interesting.
even though
Dang.
he had like all that workplace stuff. So yeah, great guy.
The Niners at the Falcons. I think it's going to be closer than what people think. The Falcons have been competitive, but I am going to roll with the Niners on the road.
Oh, same. Their Niners defense has been really good.
Dominance. The Patriots at the Browns. Patriots with a dominant win last week. I'm going with the Pats this week on the road.
Mm.
Even no Damian Harris, but
I'm going Browns. And I think it's going to be another game like they did against the Chargers where the running
Chunt,
backs go wild.
Chuntum.
Yes. And then Ramon Stevenson goes off too, like Eckler did. Nick Chubb
the
has over 100 yards like every single game. I
he's
can't bet against him.
he's
He's
dominant.
also my starting court running back, so I got to support my team.
There you go. The Jets at the Packers. This is one of my locks this week. I know the Jets have been playing better football, definitely than they
Packers.
have been. But yeah, I'm going with the Packers.
Not even a slight hesitation.
No, me
Packers.
neither. The Jaguars at the Colts. The Colts with a gross win last week against the Broncos on Thursday night. I'm going to go to the Colts at home. Jags offense made me question a little bit after last week.
Jaguars bouncing back. The Colts can't score. The Jaguars, they can get yards, but they can't score. So 6-3 Jaguars.
Gotcha. That's funny.
Travis Etienne, I think he's getting more reps.
He is. He's
Watch
definitely getting
out.
a lot more
Watch
touches.
out.
The Vikings at the Dolphins. Now, I will say, if they had Tua or Teddy
Vikings.
Bridgewater, if they had Tua or Teddy, I would go Dolphins. But
They
have
don't.
Skylar Thompson.
It's not for sure neither of them. So
I know.
Vikings.
I know. Yeah, it's Skylar Thompson. So I'm also going Vikings. The Bengals at the Saints. I think it's going to be pretty high scoring. I hope it's not because I have the Saints defense. But I think I'm going to start the Vikings defense against the Dolphins probably.
That's
But
probably
I'm going to
smart.
go. I'm going to go Bengals in this one on the road.
Mm.
I don't know the status of Michael Thomas or Jameis. I know Taysom Hill was phenomenal last week.
Hey, Andy Dalton's been playing probably better than Jameis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what? Just to be different from you, because we've been agreeing, I'll do the Saints. Why not?
All right. Sounds good.
Taysom Hill going off.
This is a big game right here. The Ravens at the Giants. And Giants are 4-1. If they pull off this win, I've been telling people on TikTok, on our lives, if the Giants go 5-1 after this week and knock off the Ravens, we got to start respecting them. But I do
Never
think the
will
Ravens
respect
win.
the Giants.
I think the Ravens win this one on the road.
I'm picking Ravens too.
There you go. This next one is another lock for me. Buccaneers at the Steelers. Buccaneers by a billion.
Oh yeah. I'll actually say Buccaneers by a trillion.
This next one, I also have a big blowout. The Panthers at the Rams. Now, I could see a world where it's close.
Baker's not playing. PJ Walker's playing.
That and they fired Matt Rule. So coaching wise, we see it all the time in sports where they get a fire lit under them for 1 or 2 games.
Oh, it'd be hilarious if they beat the Rams.
I do have the Rams in this one, and I would think it's by a lot, but
who
knows?
I'll pick the Rams.
You'd be crazy. You'd be crazy to pick the Panthers.
I was thinking about it.
This next one, I mean, I hope you and I are thinking the same way. The Bills at the Chiefs. I'm rolling with the Bills also, man.
Not an emotional decision at all.
Mine actually is not. Even though I definitely want the Bills to win. It's definitely based on if the Chiefs start out slow like they did against the Chargers and Raiders, they will not be able to come back against the Bills.
I really think
I don't think.
I think the Chiefs and Bills offenses are both like up there, like same level, but the Bills defense is so much better than the Chiefs. I think they can get at least 1 or 2 stops.
Yeah.
And then Josh Allen has been playing out of his mind.
Yeah, I agree. Here you go, Zach. Sunday Night Football. The Cowboys at the Eagles. Cowboys coming in at 4-1. Eagles 5-0. I'm gonna. Do you know anything about Dak? I don't think he's playing.
Doesn't matter.
This one, right?
Cooper Clutch.
You going with the Cowboys again?
Yeah, I'm not picking against them. Our defense is insane. Our boys are going good. Are playing great. Dak may play, may not, but I think right now they said they're planning on starting Cooper Rush, which I think is a smart decision. Don't rush Dak back when we're 4-1 and gone 4-0 with the backup who hasn't lost a game yet. So Cooper Rush,
So
baby. You
you
keep
can't
down
be.
me and we keep winning. So do
I
it.
know.
Pick the Eagles.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm going Eagles, and I was about to say you can't be mad at me because it's working out for you guys right now.
Yeah.
But I am gonna go with the Eagles. I did skip one because, of course, it's ESPN. It's on my top of the page. But the Cardinals at the Seahawks. And I am gonna go with the Seahawks in a shootout this week. Um, I'm
Mm,
I'm I'm hoping we get at least one or two stops. Like we didn't get any against the Saints last week, so and I don't have a whole lot of trust in that Cardinals team.
mm. It's gonna be a good game, actually.
I think so too.
Um, think I want to go Seahawks too. The Cardinals don't play good in the first half.
Yep. And Gino's throwing dimes right now.
Yeah. The Cardinals
The
need DeAndre Hopkins.
the
Bad.
last game here, Monday Night Football, the Broncos are once again in prime time. The Broncos at the Chargers. I got the Chargers.
Man, this is tough. After seeing Russell Wilson posting some like this is God's plan, all this stuff. It's hard
Yeah.
to go against them, but Chargers
There you
by
go.
more than 4.5.
I agree. I agree. As a Seahawks fan, I'm still cheering for Russ, but not looking good. So let's finish with our three do's and three don'ts of the week. If you guys are new here, our fantasy football, three guys that are going to pop off, and three guys that aren't. So let's start with our do's. I have George Kittle finally popping off this week against the Falcons. I think he's going to do really well. I think Chris Godwin does very well against the Steelers. And I think I'm going to throw in a defense. I think the Green Bay defense against the Jets, I think they have the number 2 pass rush. So I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on Zach Wilson. And I don't love Zach Wilson as a quarterback anyway. So, yeah, I think the Green Bay defense, they're also going to be probably ticked off after coughing up that lead in London last week.
Yeah.
So those are my three do's.
My three do's, Ramondre Stevenson. Damian Harris is out, and the Browns' run defense is really bad as Austin Eckler ran for a bunch. I think whoever they played before, the guy also ran for a bunch. So I think he's gonna have a really good game, get a lot of touches. And he also had a really good game last week. He had a ton of yards. Stephon Diggs, the Chiefs defense isn't great. They can get you a stop every once in a while when you need it, but every team's put up points against them. So, and the Bills offense is just a juggernaut. Josh Allen's gonna prepare for launch, basically. And then Hollywood Brown, which he's been getting a lot of targets because he's their number one guy right now. He had a great game. His last 3 weeks have been really solid, and I think the Seahawks game could be a shootout. So I think he's going to get a lot of targets and put up a lot of points.
Yep. I like it. My three don'ts. I'm gonna start in that Miami. Miami. What was the Miami game? I just drew a complete blank. I was just looking at Miami Vikings. Miami
Mhm.
Vikings. So I'm going to start there, and I'm going to actually pick two from that game. Jalen Waddle is going to be one that I don't think is going to do well this week, with Skylar Thompson at quarterback, and I think that goes to Tyreek as well. But I'm really going to focus on Waddle here. Another one, I don't love Adam Thielen against that Dolphins defense. I know Justin Jefferson will probably have Xavier Howard on him, but Thielen I still don't love in that matchup. And then I'm going to give your Cowboys a little bit of love. I don't think Devonta Smith is going to do well this week against that Cowboys defense. I
Should
think they're
say
gonna,
Jalen Hurts because he's going to get murdered.
but I think you're gonna rush him really well. So I don't think Devonta's going to get uh, much opportunity. But yeah, those are my three don'ts.
My don'ts, Jalen Waddle, same
For real,
mindset.
let's go.
I
Let's
almost
go.
put Dolphins wide receivers, but then you could just throw a screen pass to Tyreek Hill and it could go off. So
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
think if I was the Dolphins, I'd just throw short passes to Waddle and Tyreek and hope they
Yeah.
break one. And
Real quick before you continue, I think Raheem Mostert has a really good week. I
mhm,
think they're going to feed him a lot for Miami. I
yeah,
should have put him on
him
my
and
dues.
Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Najee Harris. I think I had him last week,
I think I did too. Yeah.
but he's facing another good defense in the Buccaneers with Devin White and Levante David as linebackers. So tough to go because I think the Bucks are going to be trying to stop him because you have Kenny Pickett. So
Mhm.
they're going to want to stop the run and make Kenny
Mhm.
Pickett beat them, which Kenny Pickett's not good and a bust. Um, and then my next don't is Christian Kirk. I hope he's not a don't, but the Jaguars offense has not been good the last 2 weeks, and he has only gotten 3 receptions the last 2 weeks. Even though he went off the first 2 weeks, I hope he. This is one I kind of put on there that I don't want to happen. It's motivation for him because I know he'll see this.
There you go.
But and Trevor hasn't been playing good, so hopefully they turn it around. But I wouldn't start him.
It's an exciting weekend we got ahead of us here. Blues hockey starting up, MLB playoffs, college football great week, NFL great week. NBA starts next Tuesday. So
Engagement season.
engagement season, marriage, wedding season. Yeah, it's a lot going on in AJ and Zach's life here. But that was another episode of A to Z Sports Talk. We will be back on Monday morning with a recap of this weekend. Hopefully,
Should
good
be
things.
fun.
Yes, it should be very fun. Hopefully,
Some
good things for
MLB
both of
series
us.
may be over.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the Chiefs lost. Um, hopefully
That
Clemson
would
wins and show proves AJ wrong. And the
the
cow. Well, I guess we'll be maybe recording when the Cowboys go on, so that
yeah,
could
yeah, yeah.
be interesting.
The fact that out of all the things happening this weekend, you listed MLB and then you said the Chiefs loss. I absolutely love that. But no, we'll be back Monday. Everybody have a great
Speaking of
weekend.
it, did you see it? Did you see the video of Patrick Holmes on the sideline saying like "I'm here," and then someone did the voiceover and it was Kermit, and he was like "I'm
No,
here."
that's awesome. That's awesome. But no, we'll be back Monday. Everybody have a tremendous weekend. We will see you next time.
See you guys.